Let's repot my rootbound Jacklyn. She was living in a self-watering pot. But over the last few weeks, the plant completely stopped growing. It was still healthy, but that lack of new movement told me it had finally outgrown its space. And I was right. When I pulled it apart, it was incredibly root-bound, with a massive web of roots that had pushed all the way down into the water reservoir. Taking it out was a bit traumatic. There were so many roots tangled in the bottom of the reservoir that I actually had to rip some of them just to get the plant free. Once it was out, I cleared away all the old pon and gently loosened up the remaining root ball. Next up was propagation. First, I tackled the pup. It took some time because the root system was so dense, but I managed to separate it with a great chunk of its own roots. I actually 3D printed a custom self-watering pot just for this little guy and planted it separately. Then, I went hunting for corms and managed to harvest 7 of them. 5 went into a small container using a 3D printed corm riser a friend gave me, sitting in water mixed with some horticultural charcoal. The other 2 went into tiny pots filled with pon, topped with a thin layer of moss, and placed straight into a high-humidity enclosure. Finally, it was time for the mother plant. I moved her up into a brand new, larger, self-watering pot I picked up on AliExpress that holds a full liter of water. I filled it back up with fresh pon, gave it a thorough watering, and she is officially ready for her next growth spurt. Stop guessing, start growing. Links to all my gear and prints are in my bio.